Gautama went to every known master of the time. He was intellectually so brilliant and his longing so great. If he went to a place, what normally somebody would pick it up in years, he would do it in weeks. The 8 types of samadhis, he achieved all 8 of them, but still he knew this is not fullness of life, still longing. When nothing else worked, he took to an extreme path which is called as samanas. One of the most basic aspects of their life is they never ask for food. Just keep walking, 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 walking. Gautama took the path so severely that he didn't walk in the direction as to where food is, he simply walked straight. In the process, he destroyed his body so badly, his body became so weak. He became all skin and bones because he did not go in search of food. Unless it came to him, he never ate. One day, he came to the banks of Niranjana. This is a small stream, just about 2 feet, flowing little swiftly. He came, he tried to cross. Halfway down, he could not take another step. He did not have the strength in his body. There was a dead branch of a tree. He held on to it. We do not know how long he stood there. In his weakness, in his inability to stand there, holding on to this must have felt like a long time. It might have been just a few minutes, it may be a few hours, we don't know. But in his experience, it was a long time. He just hung there. He has no strength to take the next step, but he's not the kind to give up. Then suddenly he realized the problem was that he was trying to realize, not allowing that to take him, he's trying to take that. He's trying to realize something which is limitless, which is boundless. Then he became absent. Suddenly he had the strength to take those few steps across the river, went and sat down under the Bodhi tree. He sat down and decided, I will sit here. Either I must become a part of it or I will die here. I will not get up from this place. He just sat down. The full moon was rising and he attained to his fullest. And he sat there in a certain state of ecstasy and blissfulness. It happened that there was a man. His original name we forget. The name that people gave to him is Angulimala. Something happened to him. He felt the society has been unfair to him, became an angry man. You know, when you're young, you think everything is unfair to you. So he became very angry with the society and he took a vow, this town which has been unfair to him, he is going to kill 101 people. 101 people he will kill and he will cut each one of their thumb and wear it as a rosary around his neck, a garland of fingers or thumbs. So he went about doing this. People were terrified to go this way. He is housed in a jungle, but this is the pathway to go to many other places. People got killed. Over a few years, he killed 100 people. He just wants one more to satisfy his lust. So one day, Gautama, Buddha came to this town. So by now, because he's wearing a garland of these fingers, they called him Angulimala. That means one who wears fingers as his garland. He just needs one more finger for him to complete his vow. Gautama came and he was to go that way. People said, don't go this way. This is an animal. This is not a man. This is not somebody you can go and give teaching or make him meditative. Just don't go because just one more life he wants, we don't want yours to be that one. Then Gautama said, if I don't go, who will go? And he will remain unfulfilled. He just needs one more finger. If I do not go, who else will go? Let me go. So he went. Angulimala was sitting on a rock. He saw this monk coming quietly. By now, he's enjoying his reputation. People are terrified of him, he likes it. Just the mention of his name, people tremble. He's beginning to enjoy it. So, sitting there on the rock, he roared just to make this monk know that I am here and this is your end coming. Gautama looked at him, kept walking with a smile on his face quietly. He didn't like this. Usually, when they see him or when they hear him, people run helter-skelter, wanting to save their lives. He likes that. This man is just walking. He didn't like it. He jumped off the rock and came and stood in front of him. Said, who the hell are you? And, do you know who I am? He showed his mala, all fingers. Oh. And you know about me? Gautama said, well, I've heard a lot about you. What about it? And he kept walking. Where do you think you're going? You're still going when I'm talking to you? Gautama said, I stopped going long time ago. My going stopped long time ago. I have arrived. You're the one who trying to go somewhere. Then Angulimala laughed, he said, rubbish, you are definitely an insane man. I am standing still, you say I'm going. You're walking and you say you're not going. What's wrong with you? He said, no, I have arrived long time ago, I'm not going anywhere. You're the one who's trying to go somewhere. But you don't know how to go there. You want my finger? Or you want my neck? Hang my head as a pendant, You got fingers, you can hang my head. Now it'll be a good pendant for the necklace. Because I'm done, I've arrived. It doesn't matter whether I'm physically here or not. You can do what you want. See, the pleasure of this killing is only when you're terrified and you don't want to die. When someone wants to die and they don't care, what's the use of killing this guy? And it looks like even if you kill this guy, your lust for 101 lives will not be fulfilled because this guy doesn't give you the pleasure. Then he said, wait, you tell me, what is this about? You're moving and you're saying you have arrived and you're not moving. I am not moving and you say I'm moving. You're looking for fulfillment in your own way, 101. I'm fulfilled, that's the big difference. And you can take my life. If you think you're going to be fulfilled, do it. Because this is my work, to fulfill people. If it's going to happen so easy that without a teaching, just by slashing my throat, you're going to be fulfilled, just do it, what's the problem? Now Angulimala became his star disciple. Then Gautama said, you must go into the town from which you have killed 100 people. In a small town, 100 people means almost every family has lost somebody to this man. So he made him into a monk. Gautama's monks were called bhikkhus. Bhikkhus means beggars, literally. So he gave him an yellow cloth and a begging bowl. He said, go, look for some food in the town. So Angulimala came into the town as a monk. People saw this and they were terrified, they don't know why he has come. They all went and stood on their terraces because they are afraid what he will do. Then when they saw he's become tamed, he's not the same fierce man, then they started throwing stones at him because each family has lost somebody to him. So he continued, stones hit him, he was bleeding all over. Then when it became… stone throwing became little in excess, and Gautama came in, asked the people to stop and said, this is not the same man. This man is an extension of me. You're throwing stones at me. So stop. There's no point killing this man because this man in a very hard way has come to realization. You can't waste this man now by killing him. And Angulimala became, as I said, a star disciple, went all over the country spreading Buddha's way of teaching, living and knowing. So it doesn't matter what kind of fulfillment you're looking for. You think it will happen with education, or at least you thought. The moment you got educated, you felt like a fool. If I don't have a job, what is the use of this education? You got a job, you felt great. Then after some time you felt like a fool, what do I do with this money if I don't find that my dream man or dream woman? That happened. After some time you felt like a fool. This goes on. The desire is simply to expand, that's your desire. If you choose physical, material ways to expand, you can go that far, or that far, or that far. But still there will be desire, yes? If I make you the king of this planet, you will look at the other planets. If I give you the solar system, you will look at the galaxy. If I give you one galaxy, you will look at the other galaxies. Now, what you're looking for is not this or that, you're looking for expansion. If you look at it consciously, you will become yoga. Yoga does not mean twisting and turning, you will come to union with the rest of the creation. If you do it unconsciously, it becomes compulsive desire, that's all. Gautama, the Buddha, with a large group of his disciples who was continuously traveling, made a rule that during the monsoon season, those 2.5 months, you can stay in the same place. The rule for the sannyasis or the monks who were with him is you should never stay in any place for more than 2 days. Normally, the monks were sheltered in many homes. So this rule he passed, more than 2 nights you don't stay in one house because it will be too much of a burden for the host. They are housing 10 people, you don't stay there for a month. 2 days, it should have been 1 day. 2, because you have walked a long distance and come, bit of recovery time. But during the monsoon season, he said, up to 2 to 2.5 months you can stay in one place because walking through the jungles of that region during the monsoon season would be treacherous and many would lose their lives. So this is a time like that, they stayed in a large town and they were spread across in many homes. The monks went out to get their alms from the people. Ananda or Ananda Tirtha, as he was known, who happened to be Gautama's elder brother before his monkhood, went out and there was a courtesan or a prostitute in the town. She gave him alms, looked at him, a handsome young man, tall and straight. She said, "I hear that monks are looking for shelter in many homes. Why don't you come and stay in my house?" Ananda said, "I have no issue, but I must ask the Buddha as to where I should stay." Then she became really taunting. She said, "Oh, you're going to ask your guru? Go and ask him, let's see what he says." So Ananda brought what he had collected for the day. Gautama was sitting, he came and placed it at his feet and everybody is supposed to find food and shelter wherever they go. Ananda asked, "Like this lady is inviting me, can I stay there?" Gautama said, "If she's inviting you with so much affection, you must go stay there." The townspeople who were sitting here, they said, "What? A monk is going to go and stay in a prostitute's home? This is it." This spiritual process has become corrupt. Gautama looked at them and said, "Why are you so worried? The lady is inviting him. Let him stay, what is the problem?" They all started getting up and started shouting. He said, "Wait, I am on this path because I see this is the most powerful way to live. Now you're telling me her ways are more powerful than my ways. If that is the truth, I will also go and join her. I'm here because I see this is the most precious and powerful way to exist. If you think her ways are better than mine, I should also go and join. Because if you're a true seeker, that's how it should be. If you found something much higher, you go for that." Then people shouted and many of them, of course, leave. Then Ananda went and stayed with her. Monsoon time, because of rains it gets cold, monk is wearing a thin habit. So she gave him a nice silk wrap. He covered himself. Then people saw, "See, he's gone." She made nice cooking and gave it to him, he ate. Then in the evening she danced for him. He sat, watching very carefully, with utmost attention. Then when they heard the music, this is it, finished. Things went on. When the time was up, when the rain stopped, when it's time to move, Ananda came to Gautama along with a female monk. So, the power of being on the path of truth has been there, but has been many times at its height, but never got mainstreamed. I see that today, because of our ability to communicate, because of the tools of technology, the natural longing, the innate longing in a human being to find truth, this is not a thought thing. This is not something that been taught to people that you must seek truth. It is natural for human intelligence to seek what is highest. If you are given an option, any human being, given an option, either to be here or there, he will always say, I want to be there. Right now he may be caught up here, but aspiration is to go to whatever is the highest. It is just that we have to show him that there are better highs than getting drunk, there are better highs than drugs, there are better highs than being caught up in social drama, there are better highs than being better than someone else. We just have to show it to him, we have to make him understand there is a better high. Forever, many sages, saints, yogis, gurus have been doing this. But as I said, they were gentle people. They didn't have a voice like me. They didn't have a microphone. They didn't have tools with which they could speak to somebody there. They could only speak to people here. In spite of that, they did tremendous things. For their times, many of them did tremendous things out of sheer grace and energy. Millions of people around them, they transformed. Millions of people around them, they put them on the path of truth, on the power of truth. But a time has come where our ability to communicate is such, we can make truth slip through every door. We can make truth knock on everybody's minds and hearts. Never before this was possible. Technology has rendered us to this place. I feel this is the best age ever to make truth mainstream, to be truthful, to aspire for truth, to seek truth, the main force on the planet, because we have tools that nobody ever had.